Hey, welcome to Annoy Guy Bicycles. Hang with the guy in the garage. And I have a garage shop and I also have a special guest this week and a special topic that does pretty much affect everybody with a bicycle. What would that be? Well, you know the old saying is you're only as strong as the weakest link. Not the show, but actually the chain itself. You mean bike chains? Yeah, bike chains. And there's a lot more to know about just the simple speeds and whatever else. And what do you lube them with? And why should you lube them at all? But in any case, I brought in a very special guest that's all he does is deal with chains. And here we go. Vital Chain Works? Vital what? I'm sorry.
Vital bike chains. Oh my gosh.
Vital bike chains.
Thanks for having me and screwing up my intro. No, yeah, it is all I do. And that may sound like really strange, but it also gives me the ability to kind of, do whatever a customer wants, really, as far as immersive chain waxing. So, yeah, it's kind of a pretty small niche, but it's kind of amazing how many people I get asking for different things and trying new stuff, and it's actually pretty exciting just working with chains.
Well, it's one of those things that within the last 5 to 10 years has become very popular. And there's a lot of companies that are supporting it, pushing it, and now bike shops are really jumped on board on doing it themselves as a service. And then it's kind of funny because it's old technology revamped new, because they were doing candle wax back in the turn of the century, doing on the tours back then. And here we are again doing candle wax with a special formulated version.
Yeah, and I think it's it really hasn't changed, but it has changed. So, I've actually done some chains in candle wax. It's not bad. Like it's it's pretty good stuff. Now, candle wax has a lot of stuff you don't want, like perfume. Well, I don't know. Maybe you want perfume on your bike chain. I don't know. So, like I said, it hasn't changed, but it has. I think what's happened with the waxes now is one, yes, there are additives that are going into just wax, right? It's more than just wax, but it's also the ability to, make a plan with the wax. Like, okay, I'm going to use this wax for this event. I have this lube I can add to it. It's like they've built a system more than just, hey, I'm going to wax my chain with, candle wax or canning wax, and yeah, that's going to work, but then what? Like that's where that kind of stops. So, with the new, and the other thing is, it's really not that expensive. You buy a bag of wax and you're like, wow, this is a lot for a bag of wax. But you think about how much you can do with that bag of wax compared to all the time and effort you're going to spend doing candle wax. It's like, and that's kind of where I was. It's like, okay, I can do candle wax or golf wax, and I'm spending time doing it. I might as well just buy the stuff that's made to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And I was pretty amazed when I bought my first bag of Silca hot melt secret sauce matte wax, and I went through a lot of chains. I mean, it took a lot. I mean, I lost count. That's how many. I think you came with the actual count on how many chain dips you can get with one bag of wax. That's just kind of just blows my mind how much application, more than probably one individual will ever need for the lifetime of their riding their bike.
I even sell a half a bag of wax. And I don't know if you get the idea how much this is. It's still a lot. Like you could still do like 30 chains with this half bag of wax.
Yeah.
And that way I can come up with like a real cost-effective DIY thing where you don't have to invest in a full 500 or 600 gram bag of wax and buy whatever machine. Like I have products where you could get going for like $60, and that's probably going to be enough for the rest of your life, maybe. Depends how old you are.
Yeah, I guess that's true too. If you're a younger lad, you'll probably go through a lot more wax. And also it's the process and how much you spill. I think I spilled more wax that was actually used on chains in the first first couple runs, but I've really streamlined the drip capture process and so forth. And but yeah, it's become a whole process. And for a lot of people, when I start talking about chain wax, especially with my customers, it's like, oh, you can do it yourself. I have videos and all this, and they just get this glazed over look and like, no, don't worry, I got you. I either will do the service or we can get you a pre-waxed chain where this is where you come in as like, oh, well, I want this particular flavor of chain. And, oh, I've heard about this speed wax or endurance wax or different blends of that nature, which, when you watch some of those videos, it really kind of goes down those rabbit holes and you can get completely confused. Why are we doing this? Is it really like the back in the 90s when they decided to come up with several different waxes for skis and snowboards? Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, I think it kind of is. Now, when I started, I was just doing the Silca base. I call it the base wax. They're super secret sauces, you say. And that was it. It was just one.
Yeah.
And you know what? It's pretty good. Like, everybody could use it. Everybody could get away with it. And then I started looking at some other brands. I sent you a list. I've come across 30 brands of bicycle chain wax.
Wow. I'll have that listed link below for sure.
I'm sure there's more, but like, those are the ones that I could just think of. And well, obviously, not obviously, but I'm not going to carry 30 brands. I just want to carry the ones that kind of cover 99% of the riders, right? That 1% of the riders that want those other 27 brands, have at it. So I think a lot of it is preference. It may be like, hey, I don't know, I hear this all the time. Hey, I use this and this has worked every time for me, so this is the best. Like, okay, you've tried that one thing and it's the best. And they just won't steer away from it.
Yeah.
So that's why I do carry Silca and Molten and Ceramics B, is there's just loyalty to those brands. Yeah. So if it's good product, which it is, then I'm okay with carrying it. And I'm always looking at picking up another one, but it's like I really haven't seen a loyalty to some of the other brands that you might find if you go shop around those 30 waxes that I have on my list.
Well, you have to go where the demand is too. I mean, especially when you're providing a service like this, it's not like you're going to carry or take. It is a process. I mean, you're not going to have like 6 different hockey pucks of different waxes to complicate your life or keep track of them, and then it actually, worst case, it complicates the customer forward facing, like, oh, there's all these different ones. And all of a sudden, like, well, which one do I want?
And that, that's a great point, because when the Silca came out with the endurance chip, which is what you add to the base. So now you're buying 2 products. You're buying the base wax and the chip and melting those babies together. And everybody was like, well, which one do I get? And I'm like, I hate to say it, but there's also a speed chip. And you can also double dose both those chips. So I'm sorry, but there's actually, kind of 5 blends you can do with those products. But I try and keep it simple. I'm like, hey, what are you trying to do? Do you care about 1 watt of, power to your chain? Some people, yes. Some people, like, they want double speed, right?
Sure.
They don't care if it lasts 5 minutes. They want, like, the fastest thing on earth.
Yeah.
So I try and keep it very simple. Like, okay, what are your goals? Is your goal to cycle and, like, not have to worry about your chain? Okay, then it's this, right? And that covers probably 80% of my customers, me just kind of coming up with that scenario. And then you have all the ones that are really kind of nerdy.
Yep.
I don't know, over the top. And they want to say, well, what if I did this? And I had somebody say, can you do a double endurance chip and a double speed chip? And I was like, well, I can.
I can, but why? And to explain it to the layman that doesn't know this, is like you're just doubling up on top of your counterintuitive to each other. Because if I understood the videos from Silca, from Josh over there, it's like the endurance gives you a longer last. but it slows down the chain. And the speed chip makes it faster, but you have longer lasts of wax staying on the chain. So you'll have to, I mean, it's like good for a vent or something like that. And when you're doubling up both on both sides, you're just kind of canceling each other out.
Yeah.
And
yeah, you've made the base wax now.
you're back to baseline without the sulfite.
You've made a gallon of very expensive the base wax.
Yeah.
Now, there is a little bit to what Josh is saying, but for, I'll say everybody, except for the teeny little percentage that maybe go ride bicycles and make money for a living, like they can have that, like one of these chips, 3 of these chips, like the combinations that they can do that. They can go crazy.
Yeah.
But for everybody else, I say, hey, let's start with either Silca Endurance or Molten Speed Wax, and then go from there. Like, do you prefer Silca or Molten? And then, okay, yeah, I like the Silca, but I really don't care about wattage at all. I just want to ride 10,000 miles. I'm like, okay, well, maybe we double endurance that. So out of my sales, I would say probably 60% of my sales are the Silca Endurance blend. So if that tells you something.
Yeah, because when you're looking at Silca, it has Silca's been around forever. It's a brand, it's a household name within the cycling communities, and coming out, they may not have been the first, but they're probably the best marketed, and it's actually good stuff. I've been doing the Silca for a couple of years now, and a lot of my customers love what I'm doing just for the basic. I don't do the speed chip or endurance and all that. I just do the baseline, and not one of them yet has come back like, hey, I want to try the speed chip version. Like, no, they just want to rewax and go on their own merry way of going ride. And
right now, if they do, then you call me.
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. I'm like, oh, I know somebody.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know a chain guy.
I know a chain guy. That's all the things.
Yeah. Now the other players are still viable, right? Silca's not the only one. Molten Speed, just fantastic product. But I will tell you, the Silca and the Molten and the ceramic, they are different. They are all very different. It's not the same thing, like packaged by different companies.
Oh really?
Yeah, they each, like I can pick up a chain. And I can tell you right now, like I can't tell you if it's Silca Endurance or not, but I can tell you that I can feel this and say, hey, this is Silca wax versus a molten wax.
Oh, like, really?
That's how. And I'm not real keen on picking up, I don't know, things. Ask my wife. And the ceramic speed's the same. Like all 3 of those, they're very different. It's not repackaged the same stuff, which I'm afraid is what might be happening with, the list of 30 brands that I've found. Somebody's got to be just repackaging somebody else's stuff. Like it has, there can't be 30 different formulas for bicycle chain wax.
Yeah, eventually probably could be, but I've actually caught that amongst watching Zero Friction's video, and they were talking about a certain blend. Omnium. I don't know if you had that on the list, but it looked
Optimum. But then you're talking about Optimum.
Yeah, Optimum, and it
the
is
Optimum and the Whipperman
Conics look same packaging, same block, same mold. I'm like, that's got to be so. And
like they didn't try and hide it at all.
No, it's not like bait and switch or hide or anything. It's definitely bluntly out there. And that's what chain manufacturers are starting, like Connex and also KMC. They're diving into pre-wax chains a little bit themselves. And it is like, I can only imagine for a manufacturer making chains of how of a colossal lift this would be to start making a process to wax all these chains. And in the Connex, they only make it in each speed of chain has like 5 different flavors, like from plated to all the way to stainless steel. So you have a variety of different levels of chain within their particular that's all they do. That's all they make is chains. So of course they're going to have like 6 choices of each speed, but they're only making it the wax in only one level, which is not the top of the line, which I'd think it would be, but it's at the nickel plated version, which is the step down. And they're also only making it in 10, 11, and 12 speed, and not 9 or 8. So if you have a older school 8-speed, 9-speed chain, guess who you're going to be looking for chains? This guy right here.
Yeah, so that's interesting because you talk about their SKUs. Imagine KMC. KMC, I really love their nomenclature. X10, what does that fit? Oh, 10 speed. They make it super simple. But guess what? This chain, they make an SL version, right? And then they also make like 10 different colors of each. Oh. Like the gray and the black and the gray and the silver, and I can't imagine how many SKUs they have. And then they're offering these in Go Wax. I mean, that's got to be tremendous pain in the butt. Yeah, for them to do all that.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Shimano or SRAM diving into anytime soon for chains, and they'll just leave it amongst the bike shops or myself, or especially individuals like you that provide it just as a service, because it doesn't really, the profitability on their perspective is pretty. It's a lot, not a lot of profit for what they'll have to put into it to cater to that market. So
and they may find that as the general public gets more knowledgeable on how to degrease your chain is like the big thing, right? Yeah. Once you get past that step, it's easy, right? It's kind of like painting a car. The work is in the prep. The actual painting of the car, it's kind of fun and easy, and chain waxing is the same thing. So I think once the general public gets through, like, hey, I degreased the chain, and it was a pain in the butt the first time, but now I kind of know how to do it, and there's all these other things you can do. There's, I can think of 2 brands that make like a 1-step cleaning, degreasing and cleaning agent. Yeah. So I think those things will start to be more popular, and you don't need ultrasonic machines. Like, you don't need it at all. The only reason I have them is because I don't have 30 minutes to sit and shake a chain in a jar or a bottle. But maybe you do, and maybe that's kind of fun. You can turn on the game and like degrease your chain. I only do it because of the quantity I have to do. Yeah. And does the ultrasonic do a better job? Maybe, but marginally. So you can buy a product and you can buy a Gatorade, hurry up and drink that, and then you have a container to shake your chain in. You can do all that, and I think as people get more comfortable doing that, then the waxing, it's like, okay, well, I've already done the hard part. I just have to wax it now.
Yeah, that is true. But there is some complications, or I want to say complications. There's a process to the actual waxing the chain, but that leads to the actual industry kind of secret where manufactured chains, when they're on bikes that are new or out of the package, that's not performance grease on there. That is just to keep it from rusting from whatever country to be put into your country. And usually it's sticky and it grabs a whole bunch of stuff, and people use whatever off-the-shelf lube and cross-contaminate whatever, because they don't sell that as an after product, but they put on their chain. So you're
they don't. Yeah.
And all of a sudden you have a hot mess, and then you're seeing a mechanic like me going, yep, you need a drivetrain clean. And
here's and maybe KMC has figured that out, right? And that's why they offer the pre-wax chains and their drip lube, which I think is a very popular brand, but I don't know that for sure. So you don't see Shimano saying, okay, here's your package chain, and then oh, by the way, here's the Shimano chain lube used to it. Like, that's not a thing. Like, why? Something, you're playing games with me. And I hate to say this, people are going to be really angry with me, but no matter what you put on your chain, you should degrease it first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the one. I mean, you get this. Yeah, I'm going to go buy this UFO lube that some salesperson is $40 a bottle to drip on there, or whatever that they have on the sales floor, and they're not telling you that, yeah, your brand new bike, we need to strip the wax or strip the manufactured grease off that chain before you use this. And here's the thing: is a lot of the salespeople or staff really don't know that. I mean, it's usually your tech in the back that's just like, whatever, just pass
So
it out, like whatever.
my neighbors helped me get started in this, because between the 4 of them that ride and myself, that's 5 chains. Well, actually, they have 3 bikes each, so it was like 20 chains. So they have a young child that got into biking, and you know how it is with bikes and kids. Like, it's like shoes. It's like, yeah, your bike's still good, but you've outgrown it. Like, it's time to get it. And they just kept buying bikes, and I was like, I know you're getting a new bike, but I hate to say this, you can't ride it for a day when you get it, because I need to redo the chain before you even touch it. And now they've gotten used to that. Like, they're like, okay, he's getting a new bike, and I'm just going to, I think the last one just shipped straight to my house.
We're not going to see it until I'm done with shading to it.
Don't let me even touch it, right? It's going straight to your house. You let me know when it's ready.
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple people on my channel chime in. They're like, yeah, we waxed all our family's bikes' chains, and it wasn't for the performance, not for the 6 wattage of savings or the speed. It was mainly, and not even for the wear and tear, the lack of it on your drivetrain. It was like, it's clean. And my 6 kids stopped dragging in chain grease onto all of our furniture in the house, because it just would get everywhere. And that was that individual's purpose of waxing all of their bike chains. It's just for the cleanliness of it, for sure.
Yeah, so kind of the same boat. My neighbor with all the garage full bikes, he really just doesn't want to do any maintenance. And I'm like, well, if you're not going to clean your chain, let's try waxing them, and then I'll come and snag them off every once in a while and redo them. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's do that. That makes it easy. And as in case in point, a lot of my customers are the same way. They're like, they're not going to go get the little crock pot or melt the wax down and dip it. Maybe 1 or 2 of them will, but the rest of them were like, how much you charge? And I'm like, X amount. And they're like, oh, that's fine. I'll just let you know when I come by.
Really for the maybe the average cyclist, I'll say it's a win-win. So they're getting a product at a very good price, and they're not having to spend. They might, if you start from scratch, you might spend a couple hours trying to figure out how to degrease and wax a chain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the assembly line back here, like one pops off the assembly line every 20 minutes. So it gets easier after you do 1,300 chains. It gets easier.
I would imagine. I would hope so. I don't even not close with many, but I've streamlined my process. But for me, it's like I can wax a chain and also work on a bike and do a derailleur and my other stuff and answer emails and all that. So, but yeah, absolutely. So within your platform where can people find you?
Yeah, they can find me. We built a brand new website. That's one place. It's vitalbikechains.com. Not whatever Justin thinks it is. I also have a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel, just today, I kind of realized there's really so much there's so many great things you could do with a YouTube channel. And so now for next year, I've thought about all these, more than just kind of fun and information, like general videos. I want to do some real sort of technical ones, kind of like Park Tool. It's like, okay, here's this step, and here's a great video on how to go from A to Z, with not too much fluff and not a whole lot of fun, but a little bit of fun, and just be more of a guide. I mean, I go to Park Tool like anytime I need to do something on a bike. It's like, okay, how do I do this? Park Tool. Like, that's my first. Well, first I asked Justin, and then second thing is I go to Park Tool, and I want to build something like that. Like, hey, I have to degrease my chain. Okay, well, here's a step you can do at home with things you have at your house or your neighbor's house.
Yeah, that'd be actually a great resource and added benefit to any cycling community that either like mine I'm building, as well as you can build up your own, for sure. Yeah, that's a great way. And your products, tell me, what brands are you carrying, and maybe kind of why a little bit, and what do you offer for those particular chains?
I don't want to tell a long story here, but I've come up with three companies that I use. It's Silca, it's Molten Speed Wax, and it's Ceramic Speed. And again, it goes back to loyalty, but it also goes back to friendliness of those products. I wanted to pick products where you could, like, one scenario is you buy a chain from me that's already waxed. That's great. But then someday you're going to have to do something about it. Either send it back to me, which some people do, and I redo them, or you can take matters into your own hands. So that's what I wanted to do, is like, I'm going to sell you a chain that's waxed, get you started, and then you're going to take over. And so what I was looking for when I picked out the companies was, do they offer a product that you can drip a lube onto? Do they offer a reasonable price product that you can now re-wax that chain yourself? And that was really the criteria. And then it goes back to loyalty too. So it was kind of like those things. Like, if you didn't check one of those boxes, hit the road. Yeah.
Yeah. What chain brands do you have pre-waxed?
Predominantly SRAM, who, while we're talking, probably just invented a new chain. Shimano, KMC. I carry one, and I don't mean one type. I carry one single Connex chain. I'll just leave it at that. You're going to find somebody else. And then I do a little bit of YBN, really just so people see that I do YBN. And if they want, a different chain than I got, I'll start building that, building that inventory. And then, who am I missing? Oh, Campanella. Oh, sorry, I missed them. Campy. Yeah, so I've got probably a half dozen Campy chains.
Okay, awesome. I mean, that's a pretty big wide of. You probably carry more chains than most bike shops right now in stock.
I think I probably do. I don't know. There's most of my inventory up there.
Yeah. So
chains are beautiful. They take up very little space.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is a nice consumable squirrel away, but for a lot of bike shops, it is costly, and they do rely on their wholesalers just to replenish it when they get low. But you have a process on yours, obviously, to have them pre-waxed and or custom waxed to whatever they're liking. But when they navigate to your website and they look at like a certain speed, a chain, and they see a couple that they might be intrigued with or they're familiar with, to go onto their drivetrain. Like, some people just want to be matchy-matchy, SRAM to SRAM, Shimano to Shimano, which is fine. And you can pick either three of those flavors, and then you can add like the Silca, you can do the speed wax with, or more of an endurance. They have all those choices to pick from.
Yeah, so I think I'm carrying 65 chains right now, and then 7 blends of wax. I can't do the math. That's a lot of combinations.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can pick which chain and which wax, and I don't have all those ready to go, but I have a lot of, I don't know. I probably have, I don't know, it's sort of the 80-20 rule. Like, there's an 80% chance I have your chain ready to go. I can mail it that day. If I can't mail it that day, I mail it the next day.
Yeah. And what's one delay if you wanted a custom waxing? I mean, it's really not that big of a lag time when you look at lag times with other companies out there, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's beautiful that I don't know, I'm flexible enough. Like, the process is fast enough for me to like start a chain one night and finish it the next morning, get in the mail that afternoon.
Awesome.
I think it's a beautiful thing.
For all those blends and all that types of flavors, I don't think you'll see a lot of service shops, service departments and bike shops take advantage or try to do it, because they're doing so many other things. I mean, they may have a wax available, but it may be only 1 or 2 blends at best, because it's just the cost of the business, and for them to do other things. So I would almost could see this where maybe bike shops can leverage you to be a provider of those specific blend waxes for those chains, or have them done. You also provide a service that if they bought a chain or have a chain, they can send it to you to have it waxed. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's 3 services. One is, well, I guess you call it 4 services. One is you buy a brand new chain that's waxed and ready to go. Another service is I call it the re-service. It's rewaxing a already waxed chain.
Okay.
And that's actually a really nice price point, because I hate to say it, it's not a lot of work for me. The chain's already degreased. Like I said, that's half the battle. And not only do I rewax the chain, I actually do an inspection. We had to toss a chain the other day. He sent a chain in from a mountain bike race, and I started looking at it, and there was a pretty good divot in one of the links. And I sent him some pictures, and I said, this chain's probably okay. But I didn't want to, and he's like, no, it is not worth it. I even sent pictures to Zero Friction Cycling, and he's like, yeah, it's probably okay. And I even told this customer, I'm like, I think it might be okay. The guy down in Australia that does this till his eyes bleed, he thinks it's okay. And this customer was like, no, it's not worth going to an event and having some mishap. And I was a little thankful, because my name's on it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing I want to touch upon real quick before I take up too much of your time is, you got the basic waxes, and then you have the high performance waxes. Would it be common or become more common now that if you were an individual that does, let's say, triathlons, right? And you have your regular training bikes, which is usually not your triathlon bike, it's a separate bike. But you do all your training on your other bike, you'll put an endurance wax on there as long as possible without making any noises and so forth. Would it behoove you to have either your race bike waxed with the speed wax, or a variation of that for high performance waxing, and have 2 chains to that one bike, so you can do one for training for endurance, and the week of the event or 2 days before the event or a day before the event, you put on the speed wax chain to have something like that?
Yeah, there's a couple ways you could do that. It depends on how many chain changes somebody wants to do. But yeah, you can come up with a scenario where it's like, okay, here's a chain that's just going to be for race day. And there's actually a full race day only prep that I started doing also. So there's really kind of an 8th option. But that's off the books right now. It is kind of just, yeah, don't tell anybody.
You don't want that advantage.
Yeah, I'm really excited. This previous weekend, one of my chains won the Florida Ironman.
Whoa!
Yeah,
nice.
And so I'm working with him to come up with some other options, because I don't know why bike people are like this, but they do everything at the last minute. He's like, send me a chain. I got an event. Make it here now, right? And so we just went, and he won, and then he won the event.
Awesome.
So maybe that's the way to go. It's just whatever you do.
It's all because of the chain, not the hours of training of running and swimming.
No, you can sit on your couch, wax the chain, you're golden.
Eat golden. Eat potato chips, drink that high sugary soda.
Watch the Broncos. And yeah, so I'm going to start working with him some more and try some different things. But yeah, one thing you can do is have a chain that, hey, I'm just going to train on this chain, and then I'm going to go to a chain that I'm only going to use for race day, or maybe the day before and the race day.
Yeah. Here's
a really cool thing. Your chains actually get faster the more you use them, up until they don't.
Yeah, it's like the light bulb is the brightest before it burns out.
It's kind of like, hey, my race car's really fast now. Okay, well, it's probably going to blow up tomorrow. Yeah. But yeah, the chain will actually kind of free up and be faster and faster. Eventually, those links will start to stretch. I hate the word. They'll start to wear, and then it's time to jump ship and start over. But for a while, that chain will get faster. It'll like polish itself. It'll get faster and faster and faster. So you want to be kind of cautious of always just using a new chain. That might not be the way to go.
Well, yeah, maybe get a speed wax chain, run it for a training cycle, and a couple 3 or 4 days, and then get it worn in, and then do the speed wax. And then I know there's a shed moment, like I typically tell customers it takes about 5 to 10 miles before that wax to shed and break in and get really loosey goosey, and then it's like butter, quiet, smooth, quick shifting, and you have like that euphoria moment, like, oh, this is so nice. That is actually a great point, because Silca is doing a massive push on. I think I even saw an email today about such and such raced and won on their wax chains, and they're really pushing the speed chip and that kind of thing. And they also had a lot of them on the tour, which they had some racers win with their product on their chains. And that is a light bulb moment, because where are you going to get that locally?
Yeah.
I mean, your local bike shop is going to go, what? And maybe they're into it. Fine. Most likely not, because they're worried about the volume of repairs that they're doing. It's going to be like, if you're a novice to a more advanced racer and wanted to get and take advantage of the speed wax chains, this is the guy.
Yeah.
You'll be able to get a chain for your bike for that speed and for those events, and give you some coaching on how much riding you want to put on it before you go to the event, get it ready to go, and then it gives you the best performance possible, taking advantage of that wax speed chain.
And then we'll figure out a plan for when that wax needs to have some attention to it.
Yeah, I'm sure. There's a market for it, obviously, and there's customers that are asking and wanting it, because those are the ones that are buying all those high-end race bikes. I mean, they're out there, so you might as well put a nice wax chain on that beast to make it hum like the pros, it's funny, right?
I kind of think the whole immersive wax chain thing, it really is for everybody. It's kind of amazing. It's like you can stand next to somebody that like rides their bike like to work, and that's all they do, and then there's somebody else that only has a bike that they race triathlons on, and it's like, hey, we kind of use the same chain wax stuff. Like it's very universal. So people like it because of the speed. People like it because it's clean. People like it because it's low maintenance. And like some of those are pro racers, and some of those ride to the grocery store with their bike. Like it's kind of something for everybody.
Yeah, and exactly. The zero friction guys really tested a lot of those waxes, and the wear and tear and drivetrains. There's a percentage of how it saves the length of the life of the chain, number one. Then it saves all the other parts that it contacts to. So when you're talking about cassettes, jockey pulleys, chain rings, where if you're looking at an upper end bike that carries Durace or Ultegra componentry, that's a very expensive lift to replace those bits, and you want to get as much life out of those without having to pay for a $300 chain ring.
I mean, I started life with single speed, and I was like, wow, this is expensive to like replace this stuff. There's got to be a better way, and that was 4 years. That was almost 5 years ago now. So yeah, when you start adding up, like I said, a bag of wax is, think about it, it's really kind of cheap, in the grand scheme of things.
But it saves you down the road for a couple cassettes and a couple chain rings and maybe a few chains on the way. It adds up really quick. Plus, you get all the other added benefits. It's like a win-win. You're like, it's smoother, it's quieter, it's cleaner.
It is a win-win.
All those other great
things. Now, I do sell wet chain lubes, dried chain lubes, the whole.
How dare you?
Yeah, I know. I have them. I really only carry, I hate to say it, I don't want to sound condescending, but I only carry the best. Like, it goes back to zero friction. They do all this testing, and that's another criteria that I look at when I'm deciding what product. because I don't want to carry. How many chain lubes are there on the market? Like 1,000? I might not be kidding. And I don't want to
No,
carry 1,000
easily.
items. I only want to carry like I think I'm at 9, and I'm looking at a 10th one.
You just do top 10,
Yeah,
call
so
it good.
I'm looking at the performance again. The test performance from zero friction cycling. I never look at a chain or a chain wax manufacturer's data.
Oh, the Kool-Aid. Yeah, stay away
Yeah,
from the Kool-Aid.
because according to them, they're the best since sliced bread, and then the next guy says the same thing, like, "Oh, well, this is the best." Well, no, the last guy was the best, and now you're. Anyhow, you're going to ignore any kind of data or marketing schemes from the actual manufacturers. Zero friction cycling's independent, meaning they're not sponsored by anybody. They do carry products, but they only carry, kind of like me, they only carry products after they test them. It's not like they're like buying the products to sell and then going, hey, let's test this, and guess what? It's going to be really good. You know, they're kind of doing it the reverse. Like, hey, this is really good. I'm going to start carrying it. So rather than me doing the testing, I rely on them to do the testing, tell me the best ones so that I don't have to carry 10,000 SKUs of chain lube.
Well, this is awesome. Great insights and everything, and great services that you provide for the cycling communities. It's awesome. Thank you again for taking the time to jibber jabber with the guy in the garage. And if you find you want to dive into the wax chain, I know a guy.
Thanks, Justin.
Absolutely. And hopefully we'll have more collaboration videos and give you a little more insights. I'll be more than happy to be part of your journey of teaching people how to
we can deep dive into any of these topics related to chains, and then I don't know, maybe you could do a poll or something and find out what's your subscriber, what your subscribers are most interested in, and then we could focus on those topics.
Absolutely. Sounds great. Well, thanks again for spending the time with me, and hey, thanks for hanging out with me in the garage. And if you like content like this, please like and subscribe. And if it's nice in your neck of the woods, please go for a ride.
Oh, I'm going for a ride.